The 21st century has ushered in an era of unprecedented complexity in global affairs. The old certainties of the Cold War era have evaporated, replaced by a multipolar world with shifting alliances and new centers of power. The rise of China, the resurgence of Russia, and the diffusion of technology and wealth have fundamentally altered the geopolitical landscape. This new world disorder is characterized by heightened competition, both economic and military, as well as by transnational challenges such as climate change, pandemics, and cyber threats. The rules-based international order, established in the aftermath of World War II, is under strain as major powers assert their interests and challenge the existing norms. In this fluid and uncertain environment, understanding the key players, their motivations, and the forces shaping their interactions is crucial for navigating the challenges and opportunities of the 21st century. The stakes are high, and the consequences of miscalculation or inaction could be dire. The ongoing war in Ukraine represents a stark manifestation of the New World disorder. Russia's invasion, launched in February 2022, has shattered the peace in Europe and exposed the fault lines in the international system. While the immediate trigger was the expansion of NATO eastward, the conflict has deeper roots in Russia's historical grievances, its quest for security guarantees, and its ambition to reassert itself as a major power. The war has had profound consequences for the global order. It has exacerbated tensions between Russia and the West, leading to a new Cold War-like confrontation. It has also highlighted the limits of American power and the challenges of maintaining a united front against Russian aggression. The conflict has also had significant economic ramifications, disrupting global supply chains, driving up energy prices and fueling inflation worldwide. The human cost of the war is immeasurable, with millions displaced from their homes and countless lives lost. The relationship between the United States and China is arguably the most consequential bilateral relationship in the world today. China's remarkable economic rise over the past 4 decades has transformed it into a global power, challenging the United States' long-standing dominance in various domains. The two countries are locked in a complex interplay of cooperation and competition, with areas of convergence on issues like climate change and global health, but also deep-seated differences on trade, technology, human rights, and geopolitics. The Biden administration has adopted a strategy of strategic competition with China, seeking to cooperate where possible, but also to push back against what it perceives as China's unfair trade practices, aggressive military posture, and human rights abuses. The rivalry between the United States and China has the potential to reshape the global order in profound ways. It is a competition for economic and technological supremacy, for military dominance, and for ideological influence. The outcome of this rivalry will determine the future shape of the international system and the distribution of power in the 21st century. Europe finds itself at a crossroads in the New World disorder. The continent is grappling with the economic fallout from the pandemic, the war in Ukraine, and its own internal divisions. The European Union, once a beacon of integration and multilateralism, is facing challenges to its unity and its global role. The war in Ukraine has exposed Europe's dependence on the United States for its security and its lack of a cohesive foreign policy, while the EU has imposed sanctions on Russia and provided some military assistance to Ukraine. It has been criticized for not doing enough to deter Russian aggression or to help Ukraine defend itself. Europe's relationship with the United States is also undergoing a period of readjustment. The Trump administration's America First policies and its withdrawal from various international agreements have strained transatlantic ties. While the Biden administration has sought to repair relations with Europe, there are still differences on issues like trade, defense spending, and the handling of China. Section 5. The Trump Effect, a Transatlantic Rift. The presidency of Donald Trump marked a turning point in transatlantic relations. Trump's America First worldview, his skepticism of multilateral institutions, and his personal style of diplomacy alienated many European leaders and eroded trust between the United States and its European allies. Trump's decision to withdraw the United States from the Paris Climate Agreement, the Iran nuclear deal, and the Trans-Pacific Partnership Trade Agreement were seen as signs of American disengagement from the world and a rejection of the rules-based international order that Europe has long supported. His imposition of tariffs on European steel and aluminum imports further strained relations. Trump's rhetoric and policies emboldened populist and nationalist movements in Europe, which have long harbored anti-American sentiments and sought to weaken the European Union. His presidency left a legacy of distrust and division that continues to cast a shadow over transatlantic relations. Section 6. Energy as a Weapon, the Nord Stream Saga. The Nord Stream pipeline, designed to transport natural gas directly from Russia to Germany, has become a focal point of geopolitical tensions between Russia and the West. The pipeline, which bypasses Ukraine and other transit countries, has been criticized for increasing Europe's dependence on Russian energy and giving Russia leverage over European countries. In September 2022, explosions damaged both Nord Stream pipelines, rendering them inoperable. While the cause of the explosions remains under investigation, many Western officials believe that Russia was behind the sabotage, an act that would represent a significant escalation in the conflict over Ukraine. The Nord Stream incident has highlighted the vulnerability of Europe's energy infrastructure and the risks of relying on a single supplier for a critical resource. It has also underscored the potential for energy to be used as a weapon in geopolitical conflicts. Section 7. The Rise of the Machines, Tech Feudalism in the 21st Century. The rapid advancements in artificial intelligence, or AI, are transforming the global economy and society in profound ways. AI is already being used in a wide range of applications, from self-driving cars and facial recognition software to medical diagnosis and financial trading. While AI has the potential to bring about significant benefits, it also poses new challenges and risks. One concern is that AI could exacerbate existing inequalities, leading to job displacement and a concentration of wealth and power in the hands of a few tech giants. Some critics argue that we are witnessing the emergence of a new form of tech feudalism, where a small number of powerful tech companies control vast amounts of data and use algorithms to shape our lives in ways that benefit them, but not necessarily society as a whole. This raises important questions about data privacy, algorithmic bias, and the need for regulation to ensure that AI is developed and deployed in a responsible and equitable manner. Section 8. The China Model, an Alternative Path. China's rise as a global power has been accompanied by a growing debate about its model of governance and its implications for the international order. China's political system, a one-party state led by the Chinese Communist Party, or CCP, is often portrayed in the West as authoritarian and repressive. However, some argue that China's model, which combines elements of state capitalism with a strong emphasis on economic development and social stability, offers a viable alternative to Western-style democracy, particularly for developing countries. China's model has its critics who point to its human rights record, its lack of political freedoms, and its increasingly assertive foreign policy as evidence that it poses a threat to the liberal international order. Nevertheless, China's economic success and its growing global influence have led some to question the universality of Western values and the inevitability of democratic transition. Section 9. A multipolar world, the end of American hegemony. The unipolar moment, which followed the collapse of the Soviet Union and the emergence of the United States as the world's sole superpower, is over. The rise of China, the resurgence of Russia, and the growing assertiveness of other regional powers have ushered in an era of multipolarity, where power is more diffuse and no single country can dictate the terms of the international order. This shift in the global balance of power has profound implications for global governance and international relations. It creates both challenges and opportunities as countries adjust to a more fluid and uncertain environment. The end of American hegemony does not necessarily mean the end of American leadership or the decline of the West. However, it does require a recalibration of American foreign policy and a recognition that the United States must now compete for influence in a more contested global landscape. It also requires a willingness to work with other countries, including those with different values and systems, to address common challenges and build a more stable and prosperous world.